Okay, this video is a little bit about a couple different things about the Greys, the God. I'll start with the God. Okay. See, God has a lot of powers. A lot of people don't know who God really is, He does exist. I was telling you a little bit about him. Had personal experiences at a young age with him. And I would have to say that, to be honest, actually, it says, fear the Lord thy God. Well, there's a reason. Fear is control, okay? And if you want to control somebody, one of the ways to do it is by fear, which is the wrong way to do it. Everyone should have free will. But in regards to the Greys and these angels and people who've seen these abductions, things like that, see, these beings want to be human, but they're not. They look, I have large heads, big round eyes, things like that. They are being controlled by this God through fear of death. That's what he uses against them, is fear of death. They will not exist. Well, I didn't, realize that I had a huge part of their lives. This may sound totally crazy, and a lot of people that, would classify me as schizophrenic. And, people post negative comments all the time. I don't care what you say. I know what I've seen. I know what's there. I know ways I could prove it publicly if I could find a way to do that. But I don't want to create mass panic. I don't want some little kid that's a Grey that wants to be human to get hurt. I love them. I care about them. I'm a caring person. What I have to say about this God is, I'll tell you a little bit of what happened to me, okay? See, I live in Utah, okay? And what happened is I had an experience at 9 years old with this little being behind this fence. And she explained to me everything. And she said, "Do you remember us?" I said, "What? What are you talking about?" She said, "Do you remember us?" I said, "No." And she said, "I'll give you a hint." Okay. And then all of a sudden I saw this flash of, like an image, like an alien body, or a Grey. And I says, "Oh, wait a minute. Well, she was trying to indicate to me about the abductions I'd had as a kid. Well, she told me the whole story about how they had been extracting semen and eggs from human subjects and making these bodies. And it's a lot to go into. I had something written on my computer that all wiped out. But they're trying to become human, but they can't find the codes to the DNA because God is holding the codes. The FBI knows about God. He jumps into different people's bodies. I don't know why he does this. He goes from body to body. It's hard to catch him. I don't know the codes. But what the FBI did to me, and they told me they were instructed by God to do this. They placed my daughter at a local grocery store after I had filed some reports against my daughter's mother, who had 2 children from a previous marriage. And either she filed to her father, grandpa, filed a restraining order against me. I used to talk a lot about UFOs publicly. I don't much anymore, but sometimes. Anyway, however, they filed a restraining order against me, and I haven't seen my daughter for 10 years, over 10 years. She's almost 20 now, so. Anyway, they placed a local grocery store, and with a backpack on, and had her name on it. Well, she didn't live in this area where I live. And I thought, wait a minute, that's not my daughter. I drove my car, and I took a second look 3 or 4 times. And then I looked over, and I walked over there, and I said, "Caitlin, is that you?" And she looked across the street, like, don't approach, don't go, just go. But she didn't say anything. Well, I said, "Come on, let's go." Because, see, I knew that my daughter was in an abusive environment. This grandpa was extremely abusive to these kids. and I filed a thing against the courts, and the courts let him walk out. Well, that was a huge mistake, because before that I was an advisor, a secret advisor to the Clinton administration. I was never seen publicly. I was hidden. But they did this, and they took the minute I said, come on, let's go and try to get my daughter. She got up, started walking towards me, and I heard this car pull into the parking lot real quick, and they said, not now, Johnson. You give us what we want, we'll give you what you want. Well, they thought I had these codes, okay? Codes for DNA to change these processes. I hadn't even studied it. You know, they thought I'd automatically known it. They still think today that I'm going to do it. I mean, they're like holding my kid as ransom for this, you know, which isn't right. But, you know, they took my kid, you know, so I should be dead by now, but they haven't killed me. But what I'm trying to say is, Grace, if you're listening to this, I'm trying to help you, okay? You know, but getting through God, well, you know how it is to deal with him. Not that easy. It's not that easy to deal with him. You know, he's pretty stubborn and pretty set in his ways and things that he does. And this is just a message, you know, the balance of America has been disrupted by what they have done. You know, it's completely thrown me off course of my studies. It wasn't right. I'll try to post another video on this subject when I can. I'll have to write it down before I do it, so it's a little more clear to the people who don't know about any of this. However, I was an advisor to the Clinton administration. Our country was working very well then, because of the fact that, you know, I knew exactly how it should be, you know, and it should be within the affordable means of people, so that the American dream can be reached. You know, right now it's way out of the affordable means of the people. You know, we can't rebuild our country that way. We spend so much money on war, and, you know, we have to put things back down into affordable means for everybody, so that everybody has opportunity here again, and stop selling out foreign businesses to, you know, foreign countries. You know, keep our businesses here, please. I'll try to continue more on this and different subjects. I skip around a lot. I'm sorry about that, but I'll try to do my best.